just like a child. And don't cry. Your folks might understand you.
I just want to do a couple quick thank yous. I want to just give a few recognitions. I want to start with Justin's mother, Miss Charlene Nichols. I want to start also with the heart and soul of this campaign, Grandma Sarah Presley. I want to also thank Mrs. Joanne White, Mayor's wife. I want to give a few shout outs to folks on the team that have been doing a lot of hard work, and they're here as well. So I want to thank Fred Cummings, Joe Roman, Ann Zoller, former council president Jay Westbrook, Pastor Max Rodas, retired Pastor Doug Horner, former VP of Tri-C and former East Tech principal Terry Butler, and all the neighborhood residents and community leaders that you see standing here today. I want to thank everybody for their hard work and support of Justin Bibb for mayor. Without further ado, it's my special pleasure, honor, privilege to introduce one of the city's greatest mayors, the 55th mayor, Mayor Michael R. White. All right.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning.
To the next mayor of the city of Cleveland.
All right.
To his mother, Mrs. Bibb, who we want to thank for having Justin Bibb.
Yeah.
And to all of you, I also want to just acknowledge and say how happy I am today to have my wife with me, Joanne. You know, I haven't stood at a podium like this to campaign for anyone or anything since 1997. I actually hadn't thought about it until we were reminded, Justin, at the diner we just left. And I thought about, why would I be doing that? Why am I doing that? I already knew, but I wanted to revisit it just one more time. I'm doing that because of each and every one of you. I'm doing it for each and every one of these houses. I'm doing it for this neighborhood, and Detroit Sherway, and Glenville, and Kinsman, and Collinwood, and Ohio City, and all the others. And for the people who live in those neighborhoods that deserve better.
Yeah.
I was sitting here, and I really thought about whether or not I would prepare my remarks. I was thinking last night, I'm not sure, I'm a little rusty, I may not do well. He doesn't even know what I'm getting ready to say, but I was sitting in that chair, this brother right there. His hands are folded in that neat blue suit of his. I looked right at him, and he went just like this, and I went just like that. And I knew I'd be okay.
Brother Collins sends his regards to you.
Thank you, brother. Because, ladies and gentlemen, while I'm here today to make a major announcement, and the announcement has to do with the man I know is worthy and ready to be mayor of the city of Cleveland, worthy and ready.
Yeah.
To be mayor of the city. Worthy and ready. Worthy and ready. Because I know you, I know this city, I know the people who live here, and I know what they need most. They need someone who's going to stand up for them. They need someone who is going to tell them the truth. They need someone who's going to walk these streets not just at election time, but all the time.
Yeah.
They need to understand what it's like, and Justin understands what it's like to sit in a living room and a mother who has a 7 7-year-old child cries because she's afraid to send her child to school. Well, I know Justin can be the kind of mayor can walk in an area for gentlemen and women who have been incarcerated and to talk about them, how they deserve another chance. And I know in my heart that the people who are in most need of Justin's leadership and vision are the young ones of this city who only want a chance to be the best they can. So before endorsing and calling Justin, I want to say one more thing. I've heard all of the chatter. Justin is too young to be mayor of the city of Cleveland. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was the second youngest mayor of the city of Cleveland.
All right.
I don't think age is a disqualifier. Then I hear that Justin hasn't been in politics for very long. Look what politics has got us. Look what business as usual has got us. We don't need business as usual. We need a new day in Cleveland. And that's not to say we haven't made progress, but we have. But we need more. We need it faster, and we need it to happen today. So I say to those who say that Justin isn't this or Justin isn't that, take a second look. Take a second look, and I'll tell you what you're going to see. A smart, hard-working, committed individual who did what we asked him to do. I want to close by saying this to you. Justin has done what his mother asked him to do. Justin, stay out of the streets.
That's right.
Justin, don't ride with the bad crowd. Justin, get an education. Get some experience and come home and help your community. He checked all the boxes. He checked all the boxes like that 37-year-old fella did on January 25th, 1989, when he stood on the steps of his parents' home and said, I want to be your 55th mayor. Well, I am here today, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you unequivocally, Justin Bibb, Mrs. Bibb's son, is ready to be mayor of the city of Cleveland, ready to serve us, and ready to deal with the problems that afflict our neighborhoods. Ladies and gentlemen, the next mayor of the city of Cleveland, Justin Bibb.
Words truly cannot express how honored I feel to have the endorsement of Mayor Michael White. Let's give him a round of applause. You know, when we announced this campaign nearly 217 days ago, many folks in the city thought I was crazy. They told me I had to wait my turn, that you were too young, not experienced enough, that you didn't know the ways of how City Hall operated. But for the last 7 months, we've showed this city that we are ready. We weren't waiting on anybody. And we were the first campaign to announce our candidacy for mayor because I wasn't waiting on somebody in office to make their decision. Because the voters of this city deserve to have a mayor that shows they have the courage to lead on day one. Not when it's politically convenient. Now, I've knocked on hundreds of doors across this city. Residents want a mayor that's going to solve violent crime. Residents want a mayor that's going to work hard to have a modern and responsive City Hall. Residents of the city want a mayor that's going to do the hard work to improve public education. But the one thing they want more than anything is a mayor that's going to fight day in and day out and hear their concerns. Not just when it's an election, but the day after the election, and the day after that, and the day after that. And I humbly come to you today to tell you that I'm ready for the job because Cleveland can't wait. And now is the time for a new generation of leadership. And I'm humbly taking up that mantle right here, right now, because I'm the right leader for the right time. our city. We have lost over 100 people due to homicides all across our community. And this is a personal issue for me because I am sick and tired of burying members of my family due to violent crime. And we need a mayor that's going to be vigilant and bold to ensure that every resident feels safe and secure. We also got to be real and honest about doing the hard work of more police reform to get true accountability and justice that all of our residents deserve. That is critical. Secondly, we got to do the hard work to make sure we have a modern and responsive city hall. It's a shame that our children can't go to a pool because our pools are closed this summer. It's a shame that a senior citizen has to call 3 or 4 city departments to get their grass cut. And it's a shame when we can't have high-quality basic city services that you see in Lakewood, Shaker, and Beechwood. Residents of the city of Cleveland deserve the same high-quality basic city services, and I intend to deliver that. So, in closing, I want to say this. When I announced my campaign on January 12th, I made this very clear, that this seat does not belong to one man or one woman. It belongs to all of us here today.
Yes.
It belongs to that young man living in Lee Harvard who dreams to go to American University one day so he can run for office. It belongs to the startup entrepreneur in Ohio City who wants to create good quality jobs in this city. And it belongs to my grandma, Sarah, who came here from the segregated South to flee Jim Crow because she had a dream that one day her baby, Justin Bibb, can grow up on 121st and Dove and one day become the next mayor of Cleveland. I'm fighting to be Grandma Sarah's mayor. I'm fighting to be your mayor. And I humbly ask for your vote this September 14th because now is the time. Not yesterday, but now is the time. Cleveland can't wait. It's time to win this election. Let's get to work, guys. Thank you. Right now, we'd love to take a couple questions.
Well, first question's got to go to Mayor White. Welcome back to politics, at least the public side. I know I missed you.
He's like a good wine. Hey, Mark, he's like a good wine. He's getting better with time.
Mayor, what is the first thing you want to see Justin do as mayor when he hits City Hall? You obviously know the city better than most. What is the first thing that has to be done?
I think, first of all, Justin's already laid it out, what I think are the two most important planks of what the next administration should be about, what his administration should be about. He's been very clear in saying we've got to get these terrorists with guns off our streets. That the time for holding our children inside because we're afraid they're going to get murdered has to be over. So to me, day one, job one, the whole look at the Cleveland Police Department in terms of how it's going to police, how it's going to safeguard citizens, how his administration can be partners with the police to make all of us safe. So to me, that's probably the first thing. Secondly, he's already said it, and I think he's going to spend the next 28 days, by the way, folks, that's all we've got. See, there is no award for second place. We got 28 days to make sure that Justin's in the general. The second item has to be about our kids. I went to Miles Standish Elementary School. I went to Empire Junior High School. I went to Glenville High School. I'm a child of this city. If it hadn't been for the Cleveland Public Schools and my parents saying, you better get your butt out of that bed and go to school, I would never have been mayor of Cleveland. There are children in the Cleveland Public Schools who are far brighter than I was and can do so much more. So job two on day one, giving our children a better future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Larry?
Yes, this questions go to Mr. Bibb. How does it feel to get endorsed by the man who single-handedly beat the National Football League and got our team back to Cleveland? Thank you, Mayor White. How does it feel?
Exactly. It feels good to get the endorsement of the man who brought back our Cleveland Browns, and hopefully we'll be able to celebrate not only an election, but Super Bowl this year. All right? Yeah. Seth?
Mayor White, can you tell us a little bit about when you first kind of got hooked up with Justin, when you first met him, and what your interactions have been like since you met him?
Well, believe it or not, Justin and I started talking about today 3 years ago. 3 years ago, when the discussion started about who was going to be the next mayor of Cleveland, a lot of candidates darkened our door, and we talked. And I said to them, I'm going to talk to all of you, and I'm going to be honest with you about everything I know about being mayor and serving this city. And at some point, I may make a decision that I want to support a candidate. And I can guarantee you, it's not going to be the one that people think is a lot for the job. It's going to be the one that I think can best serve the people of the city of Cleveland. Right. So 18 months into that process, I made my decision. And Justin and I have been ride and die ever since. And there has never been a day when I have said to myself, you made the wrong decision. And I want to tell you why. I served in government for 32 years. I ran 16 times and won every time. There are things that are more important than winning. I'm at a point in my life where I really understand that. I've been riding with Justin all day. We've had, I think, 9 events now. We've done since 6:30 this morning. There are more things important than just winning. I fundamentally believe that when the dust clears, the day after the primary, this gentleman will be one of the 2 in the general.
All right.
I want you to know that I only became mayor in 1989 because people took a chance on a scrawny little kid from Glendale. They said, I'm not sure he's going to win. He doesn't have a lot of money. But I think if he gets a chance, he's going to take care of it. This is 1989. This is our chance to do it again. And this is our chance to give a child of our community, a son of our community, a better chance. So that's how it happened, and I've never regretted being here today.
Well, Mayor White, you get yourself from Ideas Stream Public Media. What do you think you've got to do now in the next less than a month to get Justin to one of those top 2 slots?
We got to work like a dog whose hair is on fire. Work in the morning, work for lunch, work in the evening. We got to work when everybody else is sleeping. We got to work when everybody else is eating. When they're thinking, we got to be doing. And that's what Justin has been doing, and he's getting ready to ratchet it up even more. So the groundwork that Justin and his campaign manager and all of you volunteers have laid is there. It's just about execution now. And it's going to boil down to taking it to the streets and getting the message out.
There you go. Mayor, turnout in the city of Cleveland has declined dramatically since your first election in 1989.
Right.
Does that factor in and trouble you for a candidate like Justin to win because there are far fewer people able to possibly take a chance?
We just left a breakfast with a well-known individual who's been involved in the media in Cleveland for a very long time. And I want to make this short, but I want to try to make a point. He's been around for a very long time. He and I are the same generation. And I told him about the last time I was interviewed as mayor of the city of Cleveland. A young lady asked me, she said, Mayor, tell me the most important thing you did as mayor. I said, I'll tell you, but you won't believe me. But I'm going to tell you anyway. I said, the most important thing I've done in 12 years is to bring hope to Cleveland. Right. Now, I could talk to you about all the issues plaguing Cleveland, but I can tell you one thing. There is no candidate in this race other than Justin Bibb who can bring hope to the neighborhoods and the people. When you have hope, you invest. You paint your house, you cut your grass, you send your kids to school, you go vote in elections. If you think your vote means something, if you think it means it'll be a better day, Justin has that quality. He is a hope bringer. And he can act on that hope beginning on day 1. It's not just enough to have hope. You've got to be able to execute.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah. So I live around the corner. I walked over here. It's my first time being able to see you. So welcome back to the neighborhood. Yeah. But as you can see, we are hemorrhaging houses in our neighborhood. As a matter of fact, when you look at the housing stock around here, people can't even afford to fix up the property that they have. So I'm just wondering, when we talk about bringing hope back to the city, what is it that you, because I don't see the same thing on the west side, right? We don't go to the west side and see half of our blocks mowed down like they are. What specifically do you think we can do in order for us to revive our neighborhood? This is Mount Pleasant. It used to be
And we see this real. My grandma's housing value has not recovered since 2008. My good brother, Pastor Doug, behind you, says your budget is a reflection of your values. Now, if we can raise nearly $10 billion over the last 10 years to bring back downtown, Tremont, and Ohio City, truly, as mayor, we can raise the same level of investment to bring back this neighborhood, Buckeye, Glenville, and Lee Harbor. But it's going to take a mayor that's going to be aggressive and bold, but that can bring people together, right? And that's not going to be asleep at the wheel to make sure we can bring some real investment to this city. Now, we're just getting ready to nearly $117 million for progressive field. Now, it's great that we have 3 sports teams, but where's $117 million for this neighborhood? Right? I want to see cranes in the sky over here like we see in Ohio City.
Yes.
Right? But you also see the mayor understands how markets work, right? I've had real jobs in the private sector. I know how business works, and I believe I can bring people together to make sure we can bring real jobs and real hope and real opportunity back to the neighborhood. And that's why I'm in this race to be your mayor. Last question. Yep.
Peace be upon you. Alaikum. Bar Johnny Hotep, praise the Lord, son to son. I want to thank, for one, I want to give you a contrast in terms of what happened many, many years ago. Mayor White, try to remember, he was running against a powerful man named George Ford. There was many of us, Brother Carlos Smile, but O'Malley Bay, O'Malley Bay. We both were young men then. But at that time, it was the same kind of situation where Justin's situation, no hope, no real reality. But the mayor at that time, it was a situation where do or die. Well, there was a Holocaust triumph, recognizing the Holocaust of black people. And the mayor, he may not remember, but he came and spoke. He came outside and he said, "Man, I don't know, because to get into the second part of the race." Well, we talked, came out, and he won. He won because of support from Muslims, from Christians, from nationalists, from all of those that saw his vision. And we have to have the same responsibility within ourselves and having the moral courage like the mayor had, having the moral courage that Justin has. Because you don't have no moral courage, like the sister said, you're going to see the same kind of things going on in our neighborhood. You're going to see the same things going on with our young people. Self-destructing because they don't know who they are, they don't know their reality. So we need a mayor like this brother here to give hope and aspirations to our people.
Justin Bibb has been endorsed by former Mayor Michael R. White, who is considered one of the greatest mayors in the city of Cleveland. This race is heating up as far as the mayor. This is Larry H. Gardner, headline iNerve DJs, Voice of Radio, Headlines and Headaches. I'll be talking about this tonight. Peace.